Hola, from the west side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva, and welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Thursday, y'all. It's getting real out there. It is getting real out there. So now we are down, many of us. Hey, Tatted Hearts. Many of us are down to only leaving the house for essential things. Now, this doesn't include the people who have to go to work. They still have to go to work. But those who are not working outside of the home, now you're only leaving your house if you're going to the grocery store, I guess, or to go pay a bill, or to go get gas for your car. I guess you can still get your car worked on too, those things. Probably be nobody at the car repair shops. Might be a good time to get that done. Hey, Matt. And my plea really is to the young people. I'm talking about those under the age, I'm going to say under the age of 25. Please practice social distancing. Please don't think that this is a time that now that all of us old folk are hiding in our house for you to go out there and be everywhere. I mean, they're shutting everything down. You can't go hang out at the Starbucks. You can't hang out at the movie theaters. You can't go hang out at the malls. They're all shutting down. All the stores are shutting down. So you're going to have to hang out at home. They're shutting down the beaches in places like Florida, because young people are starting to get this coronavirus and they don't even know they have it, and they're going to take it back to other people. 13,000, over 13,000 people now have it. 13,000. Hey, Lawrence. And there's nothing, TV does suck. So I suggest if you have Netflix, you got Amazon, start, finding you some movies and stuff to binge on. Those of you who have Fire Sticks, jump on there. Watch you some movies. We've been finding like old movies. The one we found, guess what we found? We found Dr. Detroit. Do you guys remember Dr. Detroit? Hey, Pamela. Now, you don't, Tatted Hearts. You're way too young to remember that. Dr. Detroit is Dan Aykroyd, who, let me see, Ghostbusters, God, the Blues Brothers. I mean, Saturday Night Live back in the day. Comedian extraordinaire. Dr. Detroit. Yes, we found that. And it's got the guy that played on WKRP Cincinnati. It's Johnny Fever. He's in the movie too. Now, the one we're trying to find is DC Cab with Mr. T. Hey, Emmanuel. Hey, Angel. So now we're basically under house arrest pretty much, unless you necessarily have to go out for something. Like if you got to go to work, yeah, you're going to be going to work. If you got to go to the grocery store, yeah, you're going to be going to the grocery stores and stuff. But there's nowhere else to go. You know, need clothes, better look online, shop online, hope it gets here. And basically, Amazon is only promising like essential stuff. So whatever you order, make sure it's essential. Stores are going to start shutting down. Now, Target and Walmart, of course, are going to stay open. See, this is why they volunteered to use their parking lots for the drive-through service, so that they would become essential services, so that they could be open during this time. You see how that worked? You see how they did that? That's how Target and Walmart did it. Everybody else is closing. They're going to be the only ones you can go shopping at. And notice that there are some Targets and there are some Walmarts that have groceries in them too, y'all. They're trying to make themselves the exclusive choices for some people during this time. Did you guys see that video that I posted on my page from the real ISIS? I hope you guys were able to go take a look at that. She posted that yesterday on her page, and she was talking about Dallas Fort Worth and how there were children who had corona-like symptoms and they were refusing to test them so that it will appear that kids are not getting the coronavirus. This is Dallas Fort Worth. And Dallas Fort Worth has a high concentration of multi-diverse people. You know? And she was saying this yesterday. She was telling Black people to stay home. Don't go out there. Because they want people to get it and not get tested. And younger people are dying who have no underlying conditions. It may not be happening here yet, but it sure is happening over in Italy. Oh, I've heard from my father, who's in South Africa. My aunt, who was also in South Africa, is now back in the United States. What are these 80-something-year-old people deciding to go over to Africa in the middle of a pandemic for? I'm going to tell you why. Because the freaking travel insurance would not give them their money back. So they had to go on they went on their trips. Now, my dad is supposed to be back this weekend. Now, he flew out of JFK. I don't know if he's going to be able to fly back into JFK. And he had a nonstop flight straight into the States. He is not going into, he did not go through Europe. He's fine. They'll be back this weekend and he will call when he gets back. I told you guys my dad is too cheap to get international phone service. I know my father, y'all. I know my father. The man did not get international phone service. But apparently his wife is able to text us. So somebody's, sending us, messages. Because I knew they were not over there with both of them not having phone service. I just knew that wasn't possible. Because she caregives for her elderly mother. Her mother, I think her mother is in her 90s. Yeah. Yeah. So thankfully, my dad's wife is a lot younger than him, But my dad is very, very healthy. But he did just have some surgery, and he is 81 years old. So regardless of the fact that he is healthy, he's 81 years old. And because he just had this surgery, he would be someone with underlying condition. And to top it all off, he is a practicing health professional. So my dad, what he's going to do when he comes back. I'm hopefully that they're going to make them do like they're making everybody else do, that he has to self-quarantine for 14 days. So it means he won't be going back to work for a minute. I'm just hoping that's the way that he does it. But my dad is hard-headed. So I'm afraid that he's going to go back to work. And he works at VA. Outside of working for an HMO, my dad also works at VA. You see my panic, you guys? And I know my dad is covered and everything, but he is also an older American. And he's a health professional. And doctors are testing positive for this stuff. So I don't want him to go to work. I want him to stay home. I'm selfish. I don't want him to go back to work when he comes back. I want him to sit home and not work. He can actually afford to do this. My dad just likes money. And he likes working. That's why he's still working. Well, my dad's wife is older than me, but not by a whole lot. Okay, we'll say that. She's in her 60s and I'm in my 50s. Okay, get the picture? She was still a child when I was born. Under the age of 10. Okay? So we're less than 10 years apart in age. I don't know. Because my mom was older than my dad. So my dad, he has a type because, he likes really smart women. My mommy was really, really smart. She had a master's degree. His wife now has a PhD. Hey, 1SP, how are you? How are things north of the border? How are things north of the border, 1SP? The thing that is, I think for those of us who are people of faith is just not being able to fellowship, outside of our homes now. Because I enjoy the fellowship. I enjoy, the praise and worship, with other people that go to my church. But I don't have a problem with doing that at home. But it's going to be different. It's just going to be different, But We're trying to not end up like Italy. And you guys have to think about it. If this spreads here like it spread in Italy, even though we have a stronger health system, our health system couldn't take it. Because see, they led everyone to believe that it was, you know, the most vulnerable to this would be older people. But the reality is that everyone is vulnerable to this. And they really do not know how bad it will be for anyone at any age if they get it. It could be like a flu, a mild flu, or it could be this, you know, really, really bad respiratory that, you know, turns into something worse. It is what it is in regards to that. But this is not what they've been telling us. That's why I kept saying, whatever they're saying, we think about what they're not saying. And they're still not really saying it. This is just things that we're finding out because people are talking. You know, people are talking. Some of it's coming from our fellow YouTubers. Some of it we're seeing on Facebook. Some of it we're seeing on Twitter. We're seeing it all over social media. People are telling the real deal versus what we hear in these morning briefs that happen every day from the White House. Yes, of course they're lying. The real deal is everyone is at risk for this. And if you can stay home, stay home. Don't go out unless you need to. And when you come back home, use a whole lot of good hygiene and a lot of washing. All of that. You know, do what you need to do. I don't think they're going to run out of food. I think we should, every time you go out and get food, get enough to last for a while so that you don't have to go out so often for it. And if you're having things delivered to your house, give them special directions as to how to have it delivered. You know, drop it off, put it on the doorstep. And then when you bring it in, then you've got to take everything out of that with gloves and everything and put everything away, change containers for stuff, wash fruits and vegetables if you're having groceries to the house immediately. These are things that we just have to do. Of course, you know, but this is who these people voted into office. But I will say, when this money comes, people use it wisely. Don't just put it back into the system. Because according to this, I'm expecting at least $2,000 coming into my house. At least. And we're going to use it wisely. We're not going to just give it back to them. See if I can use some of that to make some more money. Some kind of way. I don't know if the video is still up, if the live is still up, but if you aren't subscribed to Darren Marion's channel, you need to go check out his last video. I shared it in my community tab. If it's still up, take a look at it. Some valuable information, because he's probably going to take it down by tomorrow. But he's telling you guys ways to perhaps make yourself some passive income from this money that we'll be receiving from the federal government. Yeah, Lawrence, go take a look at the video that Darren put up. I'm telling you, he's talking about some ways to make some good passive income. I need to talk to him. Dude has a towing service, but he doesn't own any tow trucks. he has a way for it, it to go to an actual towing company, and he gets paid for them coming through him. Passive income. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, go take a look at the video that I put on my community tab and see what he's talking about. I posted the video from him, and I posted the one from the real ISIS. Both of them giving very valuable information. Yep. And then also, I did post up a premiere earlier today. My shopping experience. Getting, food. During this COVID-19 pandemic. So you guys can see what it looked like at local grocery stores. And I went to 4. And I only showed you guys stuff in 2 of the 4 that I went to. I went back to one of those since then, and it was much, much calmer, But I think it's probably going to ramp back up for a minute, because now everybody realizes they can only go out to go get groceries. So now everybody's going to go back out again, probably get more groceries, even though they probably already have enough to last a month. So, Oh, you have a cousin down in... Oh my goodness, 1SP. I'm so sorry about that. Yes. Yes. Black people can die from this. Black people can get this. They were telling you that when Idris Elba got all over his social media, letting you guys know that he tested positive. When those NBA players, there's 2 Lakers that have it now, 2 of the Los Angeles Lakers. I believe there's a couple of the Nets. I believe a couple of the Jazz. So now the entire NBA is getting tested. The entire NBA. All of them. Now, some people feel some kind of way about them all getting tested because, they don't all, nobody is not all showing symptoms. But guys, some of these people who are testing positive, they're showing no symptoms. And I'm coming to the conclusion that maybe 14 days is not a good cutoff. Maybe it should be 21. Maybe it's really 3 weeks, not 2. My prayers are with your family, though, 1SP. My prayers are with your family. I had heard that someone had succumbed to the coronavirus in Florida. Obviously they didn't, say their race or anything like that. And I had no idea that, that it, hit so close to home. My prayers are with your family. My prayers are with your family. But yeah, Florida's one of the places where they had to close the beaches because you can't get the millennials and the Zers off the freaking beach. So they think that they won't get it. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And then you'll take it back to other people, and other people will have it. You know, I was watching Michi X, and she said something really, really good that I thought was a good statement. This is the time for people to take back the family, especially Black people, because you're in the house with your family. You learn how to do things with your family. You start talking to your kids. Play some board games with your kids. And I know a lot of us don't play board games. You know, do some stuff that doesn't involve the TV or the internet, because eventually y'all gonna get tired of watching everything that's on there. You know, cultivate their minds. I know, like earlier today, we watched a documentary on John Coltrane, you know, about jazz. Now, I'm trying to expand my son's musical horizons and everything. And yeah, he was in and out. He came and sat down for a little bit of it. Then he left. He came back and sat down for some more of it because he loved music. But it was my way of trying to, you know, get him engaged. And I can only imagine, what other parents that have younger children on the spectrum, they must be losing their minds right now. Bless their hearts. They must be losing their minds. And the kids have got to be, you know, going stir crazy if they don't let them go outside. You got to let them go outside for a minute, even if it's like in your backyard. And, you know, if you live in those close quarters, like in apartments and stuff, you don't have a balcony or something, I don't know. Open a window for a minute so they can get some air. You know, something. You can't have them that stir crazy. Now it's going to be raining here for the next 5 to 7 days, off and on, which means my son's probably not going to be going outside that much. Not getting that much air outside. Now, he has a pretty strong immune system, though. You know, but a few weeks before this pandemic, he had a little cold. Heck, I had a cold. So, but I'm covered, you know. I'm doing the things that I need to do to not get around anybody that's coughing or whatever. And I'm covering my face when I'm going into public places now. You know, looking like I have on a hijab. Yeah, backyards are. I have a front yard. The yard is in front of my actual townhouse. You know, so I mean, he could go sit out there if he wanted to, but it's going to be raining here, so I don't think he's going to really be outside. We'll just have to figure something out. I think I'm going to have to probably like do some going and starting work earlier during the day so that I'm not on necessarily my long, you know, my normal hours, so that I'm off earlier so that I can pay attention to other folk in the house. Yeah. Yeah, you can go for walks. His life insurance policy did not cover global pandemic. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Well, whose insurance would cover a global pandemic? Is that something that we have to now start putting into life insurance policies? You know? Wow. That's crazy though. And now they're saying that the gas prices are going to go down because nobody's buying gas. Of course, gas is going to be cheap. But I mean, you can go fill up your tank and then drive it back to your house and sit at home. Because where are you going? Except to the grocery store. Or, to treat yourself to some to go from your local restaurant. What else are you doing? That's it. All the rest of the stores are closing. Wow, really, Emmanuel? But how reliable are they? Because you got to worry about now a lot of people, you don't want people getting false positives. You don't want people to get false positives. And that's the thing, I guess, what they want to make sure with whatever test is out there. But this is just interesting. This is not even like wartime, because we've talked about the fact that we've been at war for over 25 years. And we're numb to that as a country. But we're not numb to this. Nobody saw this coming. I mean, globally. I think many people had a feeling that something was going to happen, but I don't think this is what we thought was going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't think this is what people were thinking. A flu. A super strain of a flu that is killing thousands of people. Thousands. And so far, I mean, the United States, every day the numbers are going up in every state. And I think it's because now people are getting tested. So hopefully those of us who don't have anything will stay healthy, because we're staying away from everybody else. And we're basically quarantining ourselves around, our family. So I hope everybody loves their significant others and, their kids, because y'all are going to be around each other for a few weeks, pretty much nonstop, no breaks. Yeah. It's going to be like that. So everybody's just going to have to woosah and not get on each other's nerves. Yeah. A war against something we can't see. Yeah. Against a virus that is getting everybody, just catching people, getting people sick. Young people, old people are dying from it. And everybody in between. There's no discrimination. And it's hitting the entire world. But it's interesting, you guys, that outside of that crazy one I told you guys about in Ethiopia, I haven't heard about or seen a whole bunch of cases on the continent. Now, that one with those people from Ethiopia, they all were coming from Italy. It was like over 200 people. You know, and, you know, hopefully they're going to be able to isolate those folks and not let it start spreading all over the country. The coronavirus, the ronavirus, the ronavirus. Okay. That ronavirus. Yeah. Well, you guys, you know, corona translates to crown. So they're calling this a crown or super virus. That's why they named it corona. You know, the problem is they used corona before for something that is now known as a common cold. Because, you know, there are all different kinds of common colds. It's not just one virus. That's why it's called common cold. And they just don't have any cure for it. And people can die from the common cold, although it's very rare these days. But this is, you know, something that hits the respiratory. And we got to breathe to live. We got to breathe to live. You know? And I would say people that, you know, already have things going on, like if you've got asthma, please make sure that you're, you know, keeping your asthma in check, doing whatever it is you need to do in regards to that, and staying away from other people that may be out there and not being as careful with their health. You know? Yeah, for right now, it is very low on the continent. That I'm thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that. You know, ironically, they're saying one of the medicines that they want to try to use to treat this is one of the medicines that they had for Ebola. Now they've got one for malaria and one for Ebola that they want to try to use to treat people that have the coronavirus. Oh, wow. Yeah, don't give up on life. We are all here for a reason. But you guys, this is really just going to be, I mean, those of us who are used to, you know, socializing in person, we have to learn how to socialize a whole different way. Now, you know, I'm used to FaceTiming with my dad, you know, because he lives in an entirely different state, you know, so I've gotten used to doing that, you know. But me and my sister, we normally, you know, hang out, you know, after church on Sundays. Well, we're not even going to church now. Of course, I think her church is still having their service with the video team there to do the video of it so it can stream out. So her husband has to go. because he's on the video team. So they're going to be streaming out. There's not going to be anybody in the church but the video team. That might be how my pastor's going to do it too. I don't know. I didn't even ask. She said church was canceled, but then they said it's going to be streamed. So studies show that people on lean will thrive in this kind of environment. Yeah, some people will get, and here's the thing, you know, Michi made a very good point. I have to think, you know, she was talking about all of these women who talking about they didn't need a man and all of that stuff. And, you know, now they don't. So now they sitting having to take care of their kids by themselves because they don't have that man, because they didn't need that man. But, you know, it's not always about, you know, the finances or anything or things like that. In this time, they should be thinking that they, you know, you would need a man to be there to protect you. But now they're going to have to protect themselves. So they're going to have to get the big girl panties on and, you know, get out there and get their piece. There's many pieces that they can get, but they want to get one that's going to protect their family and make sure don't nobody else come up in their house. Because now is the time that they're going to be thinking about that. My dad is in Africa right now, 1SP. I said earlier in the broadcast that we have heard from him. He will be back in the United States this weekend because they have ordered everyone to come back to the country. So he's on his way back. But the earliest flight he can get out is Saturday. So he's leaving there Saturday and he'll be back this weekend. But my father is in Africa. He's too cheap to have international service. So his wife texted us to let us know that they'll be back on Saturday. At which time I can yell at my dad and hopefully make sure he doesn't go back to work for a while. Even though my dad is like one of the best doctors, he's also in the age range where I don't want him to be out there doing what he should be doing as a health professional, because I want nothing to happen to him. I'm selfish. Let the younger doctors take care of it. I'm just saying. Hey, Darren. Hey, Darren, I was shouting out your that video that you're probably gonna take down by tomorrow, telling people they need to go hurry up and go watch it before you take it down. I sure was. I don't know, Darren. I might have to talk to you about that. You know, having some passive income for a business that I don't do, just because I'm where they're going to go to that other business. Your LinkedIn is on fire. I'm gonna have to find you on LinkedIn, 1SP. You'll know it's me because my picture, it's me. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. I have your email address because those were some good. I went and listened to the playback. That's some good stuff. You were giving some knowledge. Y'all better hurry up and go watch that video before he gets rid of it. As soon as my show is over. It's in my community tab. I shared it in my community tab. you know, because, you know, we need to be learning from each other and figuring out what we need to do. And right now, you guys, is the best time for you. I'm telling you, while you're sitting at home, look into things you can be doing from home. See, I've been working from home this whole time. So of course I'm thankful, because as long as people are still, you know, buying houses, and they still are, even during the pandemic, believe it or not, they're still buying houses. And refinancing their houses. People are probably going to be doing more refinancing. My company will still be around, because the banks have to have regulatory compliance on their stuff, so that we don't have the recession that we had before because of the housing. Yeah, because of that one. To make sure that doesn't happen, I work for one of the companies that makes sure that whatever they said they're doing is what they're doing. You know, so that nobody gets themselves into a position where they can lose their house because the bank did something deceptive. None of those deceptive banking practices right now. Wow, car insurance. It's like you can just have one for whatever. Yeah, I got to think about that. I really do. That's, you know, I used to have those stores online, you guys. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, but they have these stores where it's like virtual stores. I had like 5 of them. I sold them finally because, you know, I never did anything with them. So I gave them, you know, I sold them to somebody else that was really going to do something with them. I should have kept them. Should have kept them. Yeah, 08, 09, all of that. All of that was during Obama, when he was coming into office. And I'm telling you, what's going on right now is going to make or break Trump. How he handles this entire pandemic is really critical, and he knows it. Because if he handles this masterfully, or it goes off good for him, there are people who can't stand 45 who will vote him back into office because of it. And he knows it. Facts, y'all. Facts. Okay, we'll talk about it. We will definitely talk about it once. We'll definitely talk about it, Darren. Because, you know, I'm sure I'm getting money back. So I think I'm going to go ahead and file my tax returns, because I'm not going to owe. And I really don't want them to be sitting on my money. And you guys know you still have to file your state returns. There's no extensions on those. So I'm like, if I got to file the state ones, you have to show the state proof that you did the federal, at least in the state that I live in. So I might as well file them both. Yeah, gosh. I really hate that this is happening with the prime minister's wife being positive. Because he has to quarantine himself, and he's not really to be able to be out there when he should be out there. You know, but I don't necessarily trust that 45 is negative either. So, but that's another, you know, he tested. He says he is not. Pence tested. He says he is not. So we can only go by what they're telling us. We can only go by what they're telling us. That's what it would appear, 1SP. He appears to be rising to the occasion. And that's what I'm afraid of, is going to catapult him back into office for another 4 years. If he does not screw this up, it'll be very, very hard for the Democrats. I'm speaking facts as a nonpartisan voter, but I'm just telling you the way it looks. That, like, I'm sorry, that like this pandemic was like a gift for him. Makes me question, if he purposely let this happen here as well. Hey, Terry. Yeah, because he could have let this purposely happen so that he could come out on top and be like this hero and make him, uncontestable. I'm just telling you guys, you got to think about these things. Because what's a few thousand lives if he looks like a hero? I'm just saying. It's just hypothetical thinking, just reading between the lines, just me being a free thinker. Yeah, I'm telling you, this will probably catapult that man back into a second term. Because the recession and all of that stuff with the banks and people losing their houses is part of the reason why Obama stayed in office, because for a long period of time, a lot of people didn't lose their houses as fast as they would have, and some people didn't even lose their houses at all. Not saying that he orchestrated that, not saying 44 orchestrated that either, but it worked in his favor. And all I'm saying is that this particular thing happening at this particular time could work in his favor. So y'all need to think about that. Hey, Zero. That's what I'm talking about, Darren. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because of this crisis, many people may be leery of switching to another president when they don't have to. It will be completely different, if he wasn't eligible to run for another term. I'm just telling you how some people will look at it, and they will vote with those emotions. You may not want them to, but they won't vote on the issues. They won't vote on Everything that's happened in the last 4 years, they'll vote based on what's going on right now and how he handles it. And if he does it in a blaze of glory, which is what he hopes, he's just gonna ride his chariot. You know? And he's going to take all the credit. Now, if it goes crashing and burning, he's going to somehow blame it on 44. And therefore blame it on the Democrats. I'm just telling you. That's how it's going to happen. So, just keep yourself prepared, everybody. If you can work from home, work from home. Look for a job working from home right now. If you are one of those people who no longer is working, there are many companies that hire people working from home. Legitimate companies. I used to do social media evaluation for this company called Appen. Go check them out. They still do it. They're doing it all the time. And if you speak other languages, bonus. Telling you, they're always, they're probably really looking for people who speak Asian dialects, things like Mandarin, Japanese. They're also looking for people who speak like Northern European languages. And of course, always looking for people who speak English. Another one is Lionsbridge. I'm telling you, these are companies that you can do work from home. Some of them is crowdsourcing. Some of it is website evaluating. Some of it is simply using your voice. Simply just saying things so that they have a data bank of different voices saying different things. It's all kinds of stuff. Let me see what other companies are out there. Mod Squad. Check them out if you're into techie stuff. What else? User testing. They have you go and do websites and everything. They look for people in all walks of life. They usually pay you like between $10 and $20 per one you do. They PayPal you the money. So I gave you guys a few of them. And it'll be in the playback. You can find all of those. All of that is work from home. Just need a computer for most of them. Don't even need a phone. Verification badge. You know what? There are videos on here to show you how to get that. There's even things to show you how to get the verified check on Instagram. Yep. But yeah, there's a video on here on YouTube that tells you how to get the verification badges. I think you have to do some other stuff in YouTube land to get those things. I think I think Chef and More, I think she got some of those verification badges. You might want to jump in one of her growth streams or something, because she talked about that, God, a while ago in one of her growth streams. No, I didn't bother to do the stuff that you needed to do to get one. I don't have that many followers on IG or on Instagram. I think I have more. I mean, you on YouTube. I think I have more subscribers on YouTube than I have on Instagram. So I'm like at what 1,200 or something, 1,300 somewhere in there. But yeah, there's a way to get the IG check. There's a way to do all of those things for your branding and everything. I'm just trying to get to monetization right at this moment. So I'm just trying to get my watch hours in and during this time that we are all, snuggled in our homes and stuff. We all need that one viral video. That'll just take our watch hours through the roof.
Still put stuff in your mouth. Sticking it in the couch trying to hide it.
I was like, we all need that.
Go to your room?
But I should probably look into seeing if I can get one since everybody has a check on IG. I remember that D Smoke that goes to my church. He said he didn't have a check until he won the show. After that aired, they gave him a check. He didn't have to try to get one, but he couldn't get one before. And both of his brothers had a check. Isn't that crazy?
And I didn't forget that crap you pulled yesterday either. I ain't forgot.
Yeah, both of his brothers already had checks. But guys, I know we're at that time. We've been on here for about an hour. Looking to see, is it true? Yeah, ain't nobody gonna even try to call for his removal. You guys, some of this just feels like it's being set up to ensure that this president goes back into office without any hitches. It's disturbing. It's disturbing to me. But I'm not going to give you guys all my conspiracy theories, but now I'm doing thinking. Let me come on so you guys can see me. Let me put on the camera. Hey guys. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm all hunkered up in the house. Well, we got food. I'm keeping myself hydrated. So I will be back on tomorrow. Can't get much worse than it is, now with everybody having to stay home. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that, Zero. I agree with you on that. But guys, I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. Get myself some sleep so I can get up early tomorrow and go out and try to get a couple of things. Now that I know I'm not gonna be able to get out too much. Don't want to wait until Saturday because it's going to be crazy. So I'll do it tomorrow when some of these people are still at work. But until tomorrow, guys, I wanted to give you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I do have at least one vlog that's going up tomorrow. I've got 2 more, but at least one of them is going to be up tomorrow. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be around. Y'all will see me popping through people's chats. And I will be here tomorrow night. Same time. See you guys.